Okay. Sound, English, audio. We should be good. We should be good. We should be live. We're live. We're back. And as we get the show started, man, as always, got to give a shout to our sponsor, our partner for this NFL season, man, BetUS. There won't be a link in the description, but instead there will be a promo code. It'll also show up a little bit later, which is promo code YouTube150 to get a 150% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits. And we'll check that out a little bit later here. Let me make sure that's in. And we should be live, though. Can I get a 1 in the chat? We sound good? Can I get a 1? It was acting strange before, man, but man, we gotta load this show today. I'm fired up for this one. We're gonna be diving into multiple things this morning, man. We're gonna preview some of the games a little bit. We're really gonna talk about the rest of the teams in the NFC North. We got the Jordan Love injury update. My sound is cracking. Okay, so hey, the zeros. See, I didn't even give y'all another option. All right, I'm gonna try this. Y'all let me know, and then I'll switch it. If it doesn't work. Test. Sounds like I'm underwater. Yeah, that's usually what happens when it comes loose. So I probably just plug it in. Y'all let me know. Should I replug it? Audio's great. Okay. Ultimately, it will fix it. Eventually. Yeah. Maybe. Almost. Okay. We're getting there. Nope. We want to get there. Okay. Hold up. 1 second. Check. Give me 1 second. All right. Let me check on my end. That's the one feature. Hey, StreamYards, I know y'all be updating your stuff. Shout out to you for that. But we could get a little feature. We could test our mic. That'd be fire. That's the one thing y'all are missing, man. Y'all add that, we're good to go. You guys got everything. I can make my borders rounded and everything. I just need to fix that. Oh, we sound better now? Okay, thank goodness. All right, perfect. Let's not mess with it. Then let's just get this thing going, man. Awesome. We're live, man. We've been live. We just got the mic figured out. But yeah, so we're going to dive into a lot of different things today. We're going to talk some NFC North upcoming games, some previews. We're going to talk, of course, the Lions game. I got a list of players to watch. And then also, of course, we have the Jordan Love injury update. Let me settle in here, make sure I'm not glitching out. Okay, this is not, I don't need that. And then also, yeah, stay still. And then also, we're going to do our picks for the week. Kind of like our pick'em kind of deal thing. We're going to do our picks for the week as well. So let's get that pulled up. And we're going to dive into this. Also, yeah, okay, it should be working now. It's like StreamYard does like a build up for me now. Like it starts good and then it kind of doesn't, and then it takes a little bit, and then we're good again. So let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into it. Actually, let me put this on a different screen. See this? I had to put the graphics together this morning. I wanted this to look good. It's gonna look good. It's gonna be fire. Glitch a little. Yeah, the glitch will go away. It'll go away. For whatever reason, it does that now at the beginning of my streams. I don't know why. But it'll go away. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get that to go away. Boom. Okay. We should be good. We should be good now. It's connecting. It's connecting. So we're gonna start here first. We're gonna go through the roster moves because these were updated yesterday, and we can go through them today. Yeah, these were updated yesterday, so we'll go through these first, just to kind of update where the lines are at with roster moves. The Rams also made one roster move as well, so we'll talk about that just a little bit here. And these are kind of just the main moves that we have, and then we'll get into some of the players to watch, things like that. Not gonna lie, I thought it was my phone. Nah, it's not your phone. It's on my end. It's on my end. I don't know. StreamYards hates me a little bit. Like, maybe because I use OBS or something. They just make my stuff glitchy. I don't know. But anyways, we'll start here first. So I have two BetUS things on the screen. Let me take one of these off the screen. We don't need these on top of each other here. But hey, shout out to BetUS, man. Top of the description. We got our promo code over there, YouTube 150. But let's start here first. So just going through the news. First off, Chris Smith has been signed to the 53-man roster. So that's not an elevation. He's actually been signed to the roster. Maybe a little surprising. I thought that would be Kyle Peko ultimately, but they went with Chris Smith. I can't say I'm mad at it, though. And maybe the Lions feel more comfortable, like, hey, let's protect Chris Smith over Kyle Peko. They were able to get both of them back on the practice squad, so I'm not sure. But Chris Smith did ball out in the preseason, man. And I thought he was one of those guys that got better every week. By the time we got to week 3, he was flashing a ton. And Chris Smith showed a lot of, like, pure nose tackle flexibility. That guy could play zero technique straight up over a center. So this guy played really well, and he played nose tackle for us, and he showed versatility between both spots. I don't think he's a big-time pass rusher, but the way that he was playing the run is what stood out. So congratulations to Chris Smith. It's always cool to see names like this, you know, these guys that kind of just stick around, and we kind of just think of them as practice squad players, and all of a sudden, bam, he's on the 53-man roster. Good for him. Well-deserved. Congratulations. Now, if you get a chance to play today, go ball out so they can keep you around. So Reader isn't playing then. So I don't know. We don't have like an official update. We'll get the inactives, you know, when we get closer to the game. But I would say based on the moves, seems unlikely. Based on the moves today, seems unlikely because, yes, Kyle Peko has also been elevated off of the practice squad, so he's going to be up for today's game. Makes me feel like DJ Reader won't be available today. Now, Kyle Peko could get some starting looks. They could definitely go with Levi alongside Aleem. We've seen some of that even in training camp as well. Though Levi's bounced around, he could get the start next to Aleem. But it could be a lot of Kyle Peko. And also, maybe they do mix some Chris Smith in, and that's why they signed him to the 53. Because just because he's signed to the 53 doesn't mean he'll be active today. When you elevate a player, we're pretty sure that guy's going to be active. But signing Chris Smith to the 53 doesn't guarantee that he's actually going to be active today. Probably will be, but it doesn't guarantee that because you still have to have some inactives. So I'm not sure for sure that he'll be in, but I expect him to be in. I expect both those guys to be in. And if that's the case, I would expect there's no DJ Reader. If Chris Smith is not active for this game, then maybe DJ Reader is playing. And then Tom Kennedy was also elevated, which is probably the standout one. I don't want to say it's a standout one. It makes sense. Like, if you look at the Lions receiving core on the practice squad, they brought in veterans, Tim Patrick, Allen Robinson, and then they brought back Tom Kennedy, which was basically like, and Donovan Peoples-Jones, which was like, hey, we brought in veterans. We brought in veterans that have played, that could, if you ask them to step in, they'd be able to step in and help you. These aren't like long-term developmental pieces. And then you have a guy like Kennedy that you know exactly what you're going to get. Kennedy didn't perform poorly in the preseason. He just didn't stand out like years past. I thought that some of that was just not getting the opportunity. Real limitations. But what he does well, he does well. And I'll give it to Kennedy, man. That guy has become a little bit of a separator. All right? We got to give TK some love. That guy has a little bit of separating ability that he started to bring to the table. He's done some things after the catch. We know he's not a freaky athlete, but he's been really consistent in what he does well. Expect to see some out routes, and I expect to see some slants from Tom Kennedy if he's on the field. But I would assume a lot of this is just that Allen Robinson, Tim Patrick, not in a spot where they're ready like Tom Kennedy is. You put Tom Kennedy in the offense, he's going to know his role. You're going to know what he can do, and it's going to be simple. Okay, this is what we're going to ask of you. He probably won't see the field much at all. The other two probably trying to figure out, learn this offense, get comfortable, that kind of thing. So for me, Tom Kennedy being elevated, not a big surprise. I don't think we'll see him that much anyway today. But hey, Tom Kennedy, man, you know he knows. You know what you're gonna get. We elevate TK because Rams can't defend the middle of the field, and that will be something to keep an eye on because Jordy, I'm with you in the sense that I think the Lions will try to attack that. Their linebacker court. Now, look, we'll go to the players to watch. We'll talk about that, but that defense specifically, man, over the middle of the field, you're going to have a lot more slower linebackers. You're going to have a lot of guys that aren't really matchup pieces for that linebacker position for them. So if the Lions came in and said, we want to attack that again and try to put those guys in the action as much as possible, Tom Kennedy does make a ton of sense for that. So that's a good point. No need to rush anyone. I just want to see Twinkle Toes. I want to see it too. I mean, I'm not saying he's out. I'm just saying it doesn't seem likely, but I'm with you. Like, I thought if DJ Reader played today, he would be the biggest swing piece. Like, you put DJ Reader on the field today, I think the game is completely different than what it could be without him. It doesn't mean we can't win without him. But if you put him on the field, I think the matchup problem that we could cause for their interior offensive line that we could already cause on the outside would have been a disaster for the Rams. It's super unfortunate if we don't see him today. On the Rams side, they elevated tackle Akiri. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but he performed really well throughout the preseason, played left tackle, but he could play both tackle positions, played 8 games in 2022 for the Rams. And the question now is, Havenstein going to be available? If he's not, Akiri may play. I'm just going to say AJ. AJ may play if Havenstein's not available, probably at right tackle, Noteboom at left tackle. If he can play, if Havenstein can play, then it's just depth because they really don't have much tackle depth at all. They actually only came in with 7 offensive linemen, I believe, on their initial 53. They came in extremely light there. So they don't have a ton of depth, but AJ played really well, performed really well. One of the best tackles in the preseason, started every game in the Rams for the preseason. Again, he has playing experience. So if he plays, won't be someone that they're uncomfortable with, and he performed really well where it's not like you felt like he was weak on the field. But that being said, that's still something that on paper you want to like the Lions. You want to like the Lions in that advantage. You want to say the Lions have an advantage there. Tyreek got handcuffed. Did you notice Dame's game last night? Like, I'm a Michigan fan. My girlfriend's brother goes to Notre Dame. He was not happy. I did watch that game. It was beautiful. I'm not going to lie. It was a little bit beautiful. Like, hey, man, shout out to Northern Illinois, bro. They were battling. They got a kicker, too. Shout out to Northern Illinois, man. Yo, when Notre Dame lined up for like 60 yards, I was like, no way, dog. Did they really have that, dude? It's like, no way, bro. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Okay. So, yeah, this is the main news. And then the bottom of the screen, we have the Jordan Love situation. Now, reported 2 different ways. I've seen 3 to 4 weeks. I've seen 3 to 6 weeks. But they're saying he has an MCL sprain, which means it's not torn, if that's the truth. You know, going through it, he has an MCL sprain. And I actually have a clip of the play. As someone that's dealing with something kind of similar, man, not the same. Ooh, like I see this, bro. This looks tough, man. So I'm gonna show y'all the play where it happened. If you guys aren't aware, prop bet. Deion's mustache stands up and walks off. Hey, you know what? You might get good odds on that one. I've never seen it happen before, so you know we might be setting trends, but good odds on it. Maybe it's worth taking a swing. I might take a swing on that one. Shoot, depending on what the odds look like. Shout out to BetUS. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna show y'all the clip. Dak just signed. Dak Prescott becomes highest paid quarterback with 4-year, $240 million. All right, quick math. What is that per year, chat? No, why'd I start at 80? Hold up. That's it's definitely not 80. What is that per year? 60? Yeah, that's 60 a year. Woo, we got 60 a year? All right. I didn't think he'd take the deal. I thought he was going to be a free agent. But they paid him the highest quarterback. It's like, all right, why go elsewhere? Because I'm not looking for money. I mean, at that point, I already got the money. They're giving me the money. That's a weird one. Okay, let me get this clip. Someone recorded this on their TV, so it looks a little bit strange. But this is, I think it may have already played. Okay, you'll see it right here. Which is awful, man. It's awful. So 3 to 4 weeks. The talk now is who are they going to go get? They're going to go get somebody, even if they do go with Malik Willis. They're going to get somebody for quarterback. Ryan Tannehill is kind of the popular name. He even had a thing. I saw a thing come out today that said, you know, he wanted to be with a contender. He wants to get some money, that kind of thing. See, look at this, bro, right here. Right here. From my point of view, I think this is right here where it happened. Dude grabbed that left leg, trying to plant it, and it doesn't have a good plant. You see how that thing's like rolled over? He's on his toe. He grabs that left leg. Oh. Okay. Oh, my gosh. Dog, you could see that thing like buckle, bro. So that's a huge positive, though, to be honest, that it's a sprain. Because a sprain can heal without surgery. Well, at least ACL-wise it can, from what I understand. Knee sprain. Like that thing, you don't need surgery to have that repaired. It just takes time. You kind of just have to wait it out, from my understanding. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But, gosh, that looked disgusting. Yeah, so it's a sprain, probably, you know, got moved a little bit out of place or whatever, and it's just going to need some time to repair. Gosh, that was disgusting, though. Dude, I saw that today, and I was like, okay, I got to show the people, but that looked awful. I mean, honest, I didn't see it when it happened to me, of course, but that's what it felt. It felt like what that looked like, where it kind of just goes like this. That's what it felt like. And then ever since, it's like, all right, he's not stable at all. So hopefully it's a sprain, because if that's the case, it should heal and it should get back to being stable, and it's not something that he always is going to think about. Because then at that point you would need surgery, but that's a huge positive for Jordan Love. So I think, honestly, in a positive note, we're looking at it right now. This is a big positive that it's not worse than that. So that's good to hear. That's good to hear. And I wanted to give the update on that situation, man, because that is awful. So that's the update that we have on Jordan Love as of now. 3 to 4 weeks. They're saying optimistically 3 to 4 weeks. Some said 3 to 6. So, I mean, probably, a month, right? And you look at their upcoming schedule. Actually, I was looking at it, but I kind of forgot what it was. So let me pull that up real quick. I know they have the Colts next. They play the Colts next at home. Then they have the Titans and then the Vikings. So where that stinks for the Packers is, honestly, they could have won all 3 of those. They could win all 3 of those. Not having him, definitely Colts feels up in the air. I think the Titans are a pretty good team, but we're about to find out today in a few hours how good they are once they face Chicago. And then Minnesota, honestly, they could probably beat Minnesota regardless who they threw at quarterback. So the loss to Philly, tied with that, he could be out maybe till the Rams game, right, October 6th. So we'll have to see how that goes. But, yeah, that's a really rough time, because this is, to me, when I looked at their schedule versus, like, Chicago, and we were kind of doing our NFC North predictions, the beginning of the schedule for both them and Chicago was an opportunity to get out to a hot start. And I thought for Chicago they would, and I didn't think for Green Bay they would. Now you pile this injury on top of it, even less likely they get out of this, hot. So I don't know. We'll see. But some of their odds have dropped, but really not significantly. Like, I saw their win total drop from like 9.7 to 9.2. Like, that's basically like a half a game. They're basically like a half game difference because of the Love injury. So hopefully, optimistically, that means it's not going to be super long term here. But yeah, I want to give a positive update, because I think that's a massive positive update if that's the case, that it's just a sprain. That's awesome news for his sake. So there is your roster news. Is there anything else here that we need to touch on? I don't think so. Let's get into players to watch, chat. Let's get into players to watch. And when we do this, I need y'all to comment. Give me your player to watch. Maybe what you're expecting from that player, good or bad. And when I say players to watch, it doesn't mean necessarily guys that I think are going to be incredible. Like, it's like, hey, this guy's going to have a massive game. It's more so just guys that I think are key, good or bad. They could have a big significant swing and impact on the game. And we'll take a look at one of the players for the Rams that I didn't talk about in the preview video, and I wanted to give him some attention today because I think he's going to be a massive piece of their offense, and I want to put him in my players to watch. Anyone know if we are running back that sleeper league that we created last year or no? The sleeper league? Did we have a sleeper league last year, Scott? I'll say this. So just quick, if you're talking about for me, for the fantasy thing, we're going to try some weekly stuff. I did want to do like a pick 'em, but I want to see how this goes today, because I just picked a couple games that I thought I'd give some spotlight to, because pick 'ems don't seem to do as well. But I do want to do some weekly fantasy stuff, and I want to try that this year just to try to keep better engagement. That way we can also give out prizes weekly rather than just having a full season thing that kind of dies halfway through. I want it to be consistent. This weekend, probably not going to have one, but we can pick games to put in it, and then you basically draft on a salary cap. That's what we're going to try to do starting next week. So stay tuned for that, because I want to give out prizes and things like that. And I think doing it weekly might be the best way to keep everybody engaged, and also open it up to everybody and not like limit it to like 10 people and then only 10 people are interested. So I want to do that as well. But let's get to it. You guys say Davenport. I think Kirby's a really good one. I'll tell you what, I didn't have Kirby on mine. I love that addition. I think Kirby Joseph a really interesting one. I think both safeties, him and Brian Branch, are incredibly interesting for this game, just because of how much in the action they could be thrown into man coverage responsibilities. They are going to have to step down and tackle for us against this team, because they're going to constantly be thrown into the mix there. And then obviously communication-wise, like, these guys have to play incredibly fast. You could honestly put every defensive back on here that sees the field, because if they're in zone, it's going to be about communicating, getting to your spot, trusting one another. And if you're in man coverage, it's going to be about the plethora of just spots that they're going to throw you into. All the motion that's going to set up matchups that they want. I like all of those. But let's go to it. That is the wrong graphic. Oh, Lord. Hold up. Hold up. I think I went backwards. Yeah, I went backwards. Okay, here we go. That is not what I meant to do. Here we go. All right, players to watch. We're going to start on the Lions side here. We'll go through this on the Lions side, and then we'll go to the Rams side. But let's start on the Lions side. So I know I cheated a little bit. First off, I put Aaron Glenn. Why? I think here's the thing. If you saw the preview video, I think you know why. But if you didn't, you should have. But if you didn't, for me, Aaron Glenn, man, he's going to have to get incredibly creative. Aaron Glenn's going to have to be on one today. I think it could be a slower start for our defense. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if we came out and it was a little bit difficult. We had some breakdowns early. They got us in some tough spots. They moved the ball pretty well early, and the Lions have to kind of settle in for that. Like, that would make a ton of sense. I know it's week 1, but it would make a ton of sense that would be the case. However, one of the things that I like for this game is that in the second half, I think scoring is going to cool off. It's going to be necessary for a guy like Aaron Glenn, all the coaches here, but to adjust. I thought Aaron Glenn did such a good job of that last time we played the Rams, where he was creative. He was outside of the box. He was willing to say, like, this isn't working. Let's try something different. And he also got to the point where he had a good enough understanding to seemingly say, this is what they're trying to do. Let me see if I can counter it with this. All right. We showed some specific examples in our preview video, so you can even skip ahead and find those because we talk about that in the second half of the video if you want to go through it. There's a lot of all 22 clips that I showed from last year. But for me, Aaron Glenn's going to have to be creative. He's going to have to keep his mind open to trying different things. And it's going to be a 60-minute game, man. Like, this isn't going to be one of these things where it starts off rough. Oh, game's over. We got nothing for you. You're going to have to keep tweaking, keep adjusting, and you're just going to have to find small wins. That's going to be Aaron Glenn's key in this one. I think he's going to be aggressive. I think he's going to blitz. I think he's going to play a lot of man coverage. He's going to try to simplify so these guys can just simply play fast. But then he's going to have to throw in wrinkles to try to throw off the Rams or bait the Rams into things and just find small wins. Find an incomplete pass. Find a sack. Find if you can get one turnover, right? That's, I think, what his goal has to be for this game. Let me see if I can just create a couple of opportunities that could swing this game our direction, right? Because their offense is going to have to put up points. So Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator for me. He's not a player, so let's get to the players. First off, Jamison Williams. Jamison Williams, regardless of who he played, probably could have been on this list just because everybody wants to see Jamison play and see what this year turns into for him. The opportunity is huge. So that alone, but it's also game plan specific. If you know, like the LA Rams last season played a lot of 2 high safeties. As I touched on the video, most cover 6 in football, right? Play a lot of cover 4. In the red zone, they play cover 4, which leads to opportunities for Jamison Williams to press a lot of corners and work back to the football. Curl routes, hitches. And last time we played this team, what I loved is so much of the level 1 success opened up for Jamison Williams. And we saw flashes of it last year. Like, once the ball gets in his hands, he can do things after the catch and he can change the game. So for me, Jamison Williams plus the ability to go into the slot and do some work, man. That is, to me, going to be one of the biggest openings to his game this year, I think, in general, is how much we're actually going to see Jamison used in the slot this year. And because of where we're at receiver-wise, because of how much it seems like we're going to put on Jamison Williams' plate, his ability to play different spots and find matchups that the Lions like and create matchups, maybe they can get a matchup with a guy like Lake in the slot and they like the speed and they can take advantage of it. That's what could be the difference in this one. So for me, Jamison Williams, I look at it like this. I think I said it in the video. This is Jamison Williams' game to grow up fast. Like, you're going to grow up and be a big part of this offense this year. There's no time to wait. Let's not ease into it. Week 1, we need you. We need you to grow up fast week 1 because focus is going to be St. Brown. We know what Laporte is about. It could be about you. It could be about you being the difference maker on key third downs, winning one-on-one. Goff just saying, look, there's the route. We're going to you. Get open. Like, just get open because the ball is coming to you. Make a contested grab. I think he's going to grow up fast here week 1, and he's going to be thrown into the fire because we need him. It's just simple as that we need him. JMO is the variable in this equation. 90 people. Hey, I appreciate you, Lions bad guy. I missed your comment here. What up, Dose? As much as I don't believe in JMO, oh, dang. To be the big star everybody wants him to be, like Toothless. Okay. Jeremy B prediction. I'm thinking maybe you should bring them off the bench for your fantasy. Maybe you should bring them off the bench. Wait, who should I bring off the bench? Jeremy B? Or are you saying JMO off the bench? Is that what you're saying? Hey, I'm fired up my fantasy team. Quick side note. Let me know, chat. All right, if y'all are into fantasy, let me know if this is wrong. So my flex player, my starting receivers are Stephon Diggs and who's my other starting receiver? It's Stephon Diggs. I had Zay Flowers starting. But my flex player was Devon Achane. I flexed him for Amari Cooper today. Now, I have other options. I got like Brian Thomas. I got some young guys. But I went with Amari Cooper over Achane because I think Amari Cooper is going to cook against the Cowboys today, his former team. So let me know. What would y'all do with those two? Who would you put in there? I'm going to go with Amari Cooper. All right, next up, you guys already said it, cornerback. I want to throw everybody on this, but I can't do that, so I cheated a little bit. Terrion and Carlton. Because to me, if Aaron Glenn does what I think he'll do, which is simplify it, play into their strengths, which is simply hey, our corners are good in man coverage. We're going to play to those strengths. It's going to be about simply their skill set. Like, the personnel difference is the major difference there for the Lions this year. That is the major difference is Lions personnel does not look like it did last year. And simply put, how did those two perform? Because part of it is going to be a problem, and they're going to have success just because of schematically they're going to put us in tough positions. Like some of the receptions we give up won't be on the cornerbacks as much because of the setup. We won't really have an opportunity to actually make a play. LA's just good at doing that, especially if you play a lot of man. But when we do get the opportunity, when they do take a shot, when Demarcus Robinson or Tutu Atwell try to get over top, those two guys in particular that are going to start out wide in this game, I expect, those two guys, simply put, how do you handle it one-on-one? When they get in the red zone and you got a single side receiver and we press, how does he handle that matchup one-on-one? Like, that's the biggest difference in this game. To me, could simply be personnel. A lot of times talk about scheme. It could just be simply, what is your personnel this year versus last year? And that's the biggest change. That's where we invested. And how is that going to look against basically the same receiving core we saw last year against the Rams? So for me, those two are just going to be in the mix a ton. I want to see how that plays out. I'm going to go Jack Campbell because I expect a lot from Alex in this game. But to me, Jack Campbell's the guy that could swing a lot of this season for us. Like, if you look at it defensively, there's a lot of expectation for this defense to take big steps forward. But across the defensive line, it's a lot of proven players. It's a lot of we know what we're going to get. We haven't seen them all play together. We may not see Reader today, which stinks. But ultimately, Reader will be there, and we know what these guys are. Secondary, it's a lot of youth, a lot of investment there. But high draft picks, we have high expectations. Jack Campbell is one of those guys that now going into year 2 at linebacker where there's a lot going on. There's a lot thrown on your plate. Things are happening fast. And especially against teams like this, against a quarterback like this that never looks where he's throwing the football, it's a lot. It's a lot. If Jack Campbell has the game slowed down for him this year, I think a lot of things are going to change for this defense. And this is going to be a ridiculous test week 1. There isn't much of a tougher test than maybe Kansas City, right? Like, if you play Kansas City, Mahomes escaping the pocket, then you got to find guys, and he's looking off guys, weird arm angles. It's maybe not to that extent, but the Rams are one of the most difficult matchups for Jack Campbell because, especially in zone coverage, because all of the no-looks, because all of the timing and where they break their route depth, that guy is going to have a lot on his plate today anytime the Lions go into zone coverage. So this is an opportunity for Jack Campbell to see where he's at and to see how much the game has really slowed down for him a year into it. Against the run, I have expectations that he'll perform well. And they're going to have to because the Rams have become a team that's a lot of dives, a lot of outside zones. They don't do as much of the, wide zone rushing that they used to do, which was over and over with Gurley. It's a lot different now. So they're going to go upfield. We got to perform well there, but I expect that of Jack. It's coverage where I want to see him take leaps. Prediction on sacks. I'll say the Lions get 1 sack today. Dang, that sounds awful. I'm going to say Lions get 1. I'm going to say Lions get 1, but it's a big one. I'll give it. If we get more than 1, I think it's Aiden Hutchinson that gets a couple. To me, Aiden Hutchinson is the easy bet to get a sack today because I think he can absolutely dominate his matchup. The thing is I don't see Stafford taking a lot of sacks, and they do a really nice job of that. But as long as we can, if we can even just hurry him to the point where he's not throwing a pass that he's comfortable with, that's where opportunities are going to come. Yes, 1. I don't know how many times we sacked him last time. I don't think many. The one he just simply fell down on, and let me look it up, Chad. Before y'all call me crazy, let me look it up. Let me look it up because y'all are like, oh, he's a hater. Hold up. I'm not a hater. Not a hater. I'm trying to be out. You asked the question. Let me, you know what I mean? Let me cook real quick. Let me see how many times dude was sacked last time. He was sacked 2 times last time we played them. And one of them was simply Stafford just fell down immediately on the play. So we kind of had 1 real sack against him. Now we had a lot of quarterback hits. And in red zone situations, Hutchinson got after him. I'll say... Okay, I'll say 2. I'll give you 2. Okay? Dang, man. I was just going to go, we'll go 2. We'll go 2 sacks, all right? Let's get 2 again. Marcus Davenport. There you go. Maybe Davenport gets 1. Here's why. I know what I expect from Hutchinson. He's going to see Havenstein or he's going to see a backup tackle on this game. I expect him to cook. It's the flip side. Marcus Davenport against Noteboom. Honestly, guys, I'm going to be honest. This could be an absolute massacre. Against the run, Marcus Davenport could absolutely dominate this dude. He has that capability. Does that mean he will? No, but he could. I think Marcus Davenport is capable of absolutely dominating Noteboom in this game. Absolutely just destroying that dude opposite. And if he does that, I think the Lions on paper, excluding DJ Reader, their biggest matchup advantage by far is potentially what their defensive line could do. And that's not because I hate the offensive line or, oh, Jonas at center, that's a disaster. I think that's okay. It's about the tackle position versus our defensive ends. Marcus Davenport could absolutely swing this game Davenport could dominate against the run, make them run everything outside zone right. They could make everything go away from him. He could dominate Noteboom at the point of attack. He's already blown up plays and spilled plays consistently on wide zone attacks. And then as a pass rusher, he could walk back Noteboom left and right. Marcus Davenport could absolutely wreck this game potentially. He has the upside to absolutely wreck this game, in my opinion, which pulls together the defensive line of having the ability to absolutely take this game over. If there's a unit that can do it, it's the defensive front, and Marcus Davenport could be the guy to lead that way. I got a feeling Rams run heavy today, make the Lions up. But yeah, no, I completely agree. So it's going to be, one of those. That's why DJ Reader would have been so great, because if Reader's out there with Aleem, I don't think they're going to have much success running the football. You take Reader out, Aleem I expect to do well, but then it's Levi, it's Pecco, it's potentially Chris Smith. Those guys will be fine. But I'm with you. They want to run the football. They want to run the ball early downs. They want to get in second and medium. That way they can open up their shots. That way they can get out of the pocket. They don't take a lot of sacks because of the way they do things schematically. Completely agree. But what Marcus Davenport could do is completely shut down an outside zone rushing attack. He could make everything go inside. He could make everything work inside. Davenport has that upside. All right. Next up, Kevin Zeitler. One, because we don't know what Kevin Zeitler is going to look like. So I just want to see what it looks like. Two, he's going to have his hands full. This is a team with completely invested in pass rushers. They lost Aaron Donald and just threw everything back at pass rusher. So that matchup, but then also as a run blocker, right? They're going to have, and you can put Frank Ragnow here. Bobby Brown, I think, is one of the more underrated defensive linemen in the NFL, who is their nose tackle. He made a lot of big plays last time we played this team. He can make a lot of plays not work on the inside, where I think the Lions on paper could have the most consistent success. All the talk's about Fisk. All the talk is about bursts. But Bobby Brown is really good at nose tackle. There's a reason he is still there. And I don't think that there's a player the Lions can just point to and be like, attack that guy left and right. Unless we see it during the game and Fisk getting killed, then yeah, keep going at him. But I don't know on paper it's a guy Lions could just say, we're just going to run at this guy every play. Kind of like they did last year. So a guy like Kevin Zeitler, in pass pro, of course, but also because you're going to get a lot of linebacker, off-ball linebacker blitzing, he's going to have to be aware of that. But as a run blocker, if the Lions are going to open up this inside rushing attack, I expect to see a lot of Graham Glasgow pulling. So how does he do with double team combo blocks in the inside? So I'll put Zeitler. Chris Smith, the stud. Hey, Chris Smith was doing work, Broder. Hey, shout out to Broder being in the chat. Chris Smith doing work in the preseason. He was doing work. Happy for that man. Jared Goff. I see you, Cartier. I don't know why. We've already done this. We've been through this, and man, I'm so pumped for the game. All right. What about sacks? When Stafford was seeing stars, you don't remember that? We had 2 sacks. What about the sack? We had 2 sacks last game. All right. I gave us 2. All right. I gave us 2. Everyone talk about Tyreek Hill already. I don't know. I saw Tyreek Hill thing come out this morning, but I didn't know what it was. So was he hurt or something? Tyreek Hill detained. Tyreek Hill is handcuffed, taken to the ground by police. Oh, dang. Okay. Well, shoot. I didn't. Wait, hold up. That just happened? What? All right, chat. If y'all know more, how did he get arrested? Okay. Carter, bro. I got you. I thought you was like sweet though. I thought you were going like Cartier. I was like, all right, I see you. And then finally, he got arrested for what? Okay, finally we got Aleem McNeil, whose name I always spell incorrectly. So if it is, just ignore it. Shout out to Aleem McNeil. It's kind of the reason I hit on. It's going to be a lot more stress on Aleem McNeil without DJ Reader. He was stressed a ton last time we played this team, but DJ Reader can win a lot in against this offense. Like, he can win a lot. He's going to be asked to do a lot against the run. They're going to run a lot of dive plays. They're going to run at him. They're going to double team him a ton. He has to play low, has to play with leverage, and that's where I thought he shined last time. You got a really big interior offensive line, right? Between Jonah Jackson, what you have in Dotson at right guard, and at left guard, whose name I'm completely forgetting right now, but you have a big interior offensive line. They're going to double team him a ton. That is the guy that I'm looking for to handle a lot of that responsibility against the run without DJ Reader. So he's just going to have a lot on his plate. As always, Aleem McNeil has to be thrown in here. He wasn't arrested. He was detained, and they said that he was playing. It was over a driving violation. Oh, okay. So he is playing. Okay, so I saw that thing he was playing. I thought they were talking about injury. I didn't know that happened this morning. All right, so that's the first thing. Let me move my self on the screen here. So it's a little bit different. It's not like Bleacher where I can just... All right, we'll do that. All right, Rams side. Demarcus Robinson. What? Yes, Demarcus Robinson. Now, if you want to put... Honestly, if you want to put a receiver here, that's fine. I think the other guy that I would put, Cooper Kupp for red zone, but I would probably put Puka Nacua because everything after the catch, he could just completely shift the game. But for me, it's Demarcus Robinson. / Tutu Atwell. That would be the other guy. Honestly, it's the guys that you don't think, because you know what to expect out of Cup. But it's DeMarcus Robinson. He was like a one-on-one beater for us last time we played this team. Out routes, deep dig routes. He's a big level 2 threat. He's going to win one-on-one. They love to use him in the red zone. To me, DeMarcus Robinson is one of those guys that will be that one-on-one matchup that we were talking about. He is a guy that's key. You shut down DeMarcus Robinson, you can really limit this offense. You're not going to limit this offense. You're not going to shut down this offense. But if you're going to slow it down a little bit in terms of their matchups, slowing down DeMarcus Robinson is a huge part of that, especially in zone. So I will say DeMarcus Robinson. Already talked about Bobby Brown on the flip side, so there you go, Bobby Brown. If you dominate Bobby Brown, you're going to have a run game all game. He's really good, though, and it's not going to be easy to do so. Frank Ragnow versus Bobby Brown is something to watch for sure, especially when lines get inside the 5, because so much of last year was like, hey, we're just going to go downhill and we're going to run the football. We're inside the 5, we're going to run a football. Let's not do something crazy with this. And Brown is one of those guys that are like, that's not going to happen. So how does that work today? Tre'Davious White, pretty sure I messed up spelling this name. I should just put Trey White, right? White, I know it. But not having Darius Williams is massive. He probably would have been on here if he was available, but he's not. So then it's going to be a young cornerback in, I'm losing the name again. I'm losing his name. Kobe. I'm losing the name. I don't remember it. Kobe. All right, it's going to be Kobe on one side. It's going to be a lot of Trey White. I want to see how Trey White performs. Trey White's a legit corner. He's just hurt all the time. When he played last year, the first 3 or 4 weeks, he was really good, and then he got hurt, and he was done. Trey White is really talented when he's out there, and he's going to be out there. Weirdly enough, he's like their most healthy corner right now. So how does Trey White perform against probably a lot of Amon-Ra St. Brown when St. Brown lines up wide? That's a matchup that we're going to see one-on-one. Lions, regardless of who it is, they're always going to try to get the ball to St. Brown. So that's a matchup that I'm looking forward to. Quentin Lake, mainly because of the flexibility, but mainly because he's going to work so much in the slot in this game. And I want to see if the Lions can try to take more advantage of that matchup. I didn't think they took incredible advantage of it last year. They had a little success there, but I didn't think they went crazy against it. So I want to see how that kind of shapes out this time around, because last time it was like, okay, we had a little bit of success going at him. Obviously, the last play of the game, St. Brown sealed it when they put him in the slot against Lake, but Lake does a really good job. You may look at athletic limitations and think there's going to be a problem. He's done a really nice job when he stepped into that slot role. He'll do that again today, and I think that he's one of those guys that can, Lions could take advantage of potentially, but he's done such a good job that I don't know where that'll come into play. So we'll have to see how that shakes out. Obviously, if the Lions can get guys again like last year, if Hoyt's out there in the coverage, if Jared Verse is in the coverage, they're going to get their linebackers into the mix constantly. And I expect that to be an advantage for the Lions, but it's where they may not have an advantage or where it's kind of a flip of a coin is Lake. Can the Lions take advantage of Lake in the slot potentially? That's what I'm looking for today. And then I'm going to skip the next one because I want to go to Omar Spates, their linebacker, who seemingly is going to start. Undrafted free agent, replacing, man, I'm struggling with names today. He's replacing the linebacker that he's traded away, Ernest Jones. Omar Spates played incredibly well in the preseason. He's a very good blitzer. A lot of juice, and he's also got a lot of strength too at the point of attack. So you're not just going to walk over this guy. But it's one side. Can you put him in the mix? I think he does a nice job with coverage depth. He just doesn't do great at changing direction or trusting his eyes or being incredibly reactive. A lot of eye candy, a lot of pre-snap movement, jet motion, end arounds, things that make him confused, things that make them pause and hesitate. That's going to be the key against Spates because he can shut down screens. He can really work well in space, but he also may not tackle as well in space. And David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs between the tackles, both those guys can do work at the second level against those guys all day today with the ball in their hands. So I'm really looking forward to that. But before we get there, let's go to the last piece. And this was someone I didn't bring up, which I don't know why I didn't, man. I was like, why did I not talk about this? It's fine. We're going live today, so let's talk about it. And I'm doing this because, well, he deserves some attention. So let's do it. I want to talk about the tight end position a little bit. Let me make sure my video uploaded here because I always throw these on YouTube. That way I can just show them. You guys know how that works. Has it uploaded yet? Let me check. Okay, actually, it's uploading right now. Okay, we're going to give that a second. We'll come back to it. But the tight end position is going to be massive. I know I talked about that in the preview video, like, hey, Tyler Higbee. Well, Higbee's not here, right? Higbee had a serious injury in the offseason. So instead, now it's going to be a guy like Colby Parkinson / Davis Allen, who was there last year. Big body tight end, very physical at the point of attack. Not a big guy after the catch, right? But he can pass catch, kind of box out guys. But it's really about the run blocking. And that's where I want to talk about Colby Parkinson, who got a 3-year, $22 million deal this offseason. The Rams paid a tight end that was a number 2 tight end to Noah Fant last year, $22 million, okay? Clearly, he's going to be a big part of this offense. Did not play in the preseason, but if you go back and you watch him with Buffalo, You already know what time it is. You know what role they want to use him in. And today I wanted to give a little spotlight to this guy because when we did our preview video, I said, hey, that tight end position is going to be the key. It's not about the O-line, right? I know the matchups I expect to see there. It's going to be about the tight end position. Well, let's give him a little spotlight. And the quality should get better as this goes. The video's still processing, but I just want to get to it. Right here, okay? My man with the long hair. Look for the long hair today. That's who we're talking about. This is Colby Parkinson who signed this offseason, okay? Let me actually see if I can make the quality a little bit better real quick. I don't want it to be fuzzy. We may have to do it fuzzy. But I want to check real quick. Let me just reload the page. Let me see if we can make. Okay, the quality's so much better right now. Is it? Yeah, 720p. Okay, we'll take it. That's better than 360. 360's trash. Don't want to do 360p. We need a little 720 in our lives. So let's show him now. Okay, he's gonna work against Brian Burns a lot in this. This is where I think he's gonna be key. Run blocking, outside zone plays, everything cutback lanes. This is the guy that he's going to be crucial because he's gonna block our DNs. If you watch back last year, they did a really good job. Their tight ends, Tyler Higbee, they did a really nice job one-on-one with Aiden Hutchinson, with whoever was opposite defensive end, Josh Pascal last season. They did a really good job against those guys, and they set up a lot of cutback lane potential. Also, Rams, very heavy chip flats, play-action bootlegs, out to their tight end in the flat, let him go work after the catch. Parkinson is 6'7", and I'll give him a lot of credit because at 6'7", 250, he has developed a ton as a blocker. This man right here, he's always been a guy that can be a receiving threat. He's got long speed, ran a 1.65 10-yard split, 4.77 40, so it's not like incredibly fast, but he can run routes, and he's definitely a big crossing and drag threat. So we're going to see that today because that's what their offense is so built on. Second and medium, expect to play action. You see a bootleg, this guy's probably getting the football. But then as a run blocker, watch him against Brian Burns on some of these clips. Watch him handle business against Brian Burns. Here he is right here. Look at him in pass pro. Absolutely stalled out Brian Burns. Look at him. Stalled dude out. And now he's not going to get the football on some of these pass plays, but you can just see the vertical speed to take off, can push you vertically. You know Stafford will be willing to take that shot if he sees that it's there. I don't think that'll be the fear factor. It'll be more about the crossing routes and things like that. Look at him here. Find the second level. Bam. Pick up a defensive back. That is what's going to be crucial is how do we handle that matchup? Because one thing that you can do as a route runner is you can get his chest. You can throw him off with routes. You can get physical. You can stall him at the line of scrimmage. So Derek Barnes, you can do things like that against Colby Parkinson as a route runner, right? You can make him work at the catch point and he won't always finish on the play, but he can definitely run. And as a run blocker on the backside, it's going to be crucial to see how that matchup holds up. Here he is on a drag route. You can see the speed, but watch when he doesn't get the ball. Look at him, look for work. Bam, there's your defensive back. Rock him. That's who's going to be key today, okay? That matchup specifically, I think, is going to be massive for the Lions today. So Colby Parkinson / Davis Allen, it's going to be about the O-line, but we know what to expect with those matchups. I want to see how the other thing shakes out, which is going to be the tight end position. All right, so those are my players to watch. Now let's transition to the final graphic, chat, and I need your guys' picks. So this final graphic specifically is brought to you and powered by BetUS, man. So make sure you go to the top link. It's not a link, excuse me. Make sure you look at the top of the description because right now, if you sign up with BetUS, you can get a 150% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits using promo code YouTube150. So if we go over here to this final graphic, this is a segment I'm calling Picks of the Week. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick the NFC North games against the spread. According to BetUS, these are subject to change, but these are BetUS spreads as of this morning. And then my dog of the week, which is any game in the league that I think that we should look for the upset pick. So here we go. Boom. Share it on the screen right now. These are my picks for the week in the NFC North. Let me get myself on the bottom here so you can see the promo code. Let's start with the NFC North picks. Titans over Bears is my first pick. Now, Bears are favored by 4. I love the fact that I'm getting points. Again, that was this morning. These lines are subject to change. But the fact that it was a 4-point spread, I love the fact that I'm getting points. I think the Titans win this game outright. I think we're going to learn a lot about the Titans today, and this is crucial because they play the Green Bay Packers next. Appreciate you, Brett. Hey, man. Appreciate you, dog. Anybody saying hit the like button, man, I appreciate you. Hutch is going to get chipped like crazy, Rogue Blue, all day long. That's why Davenport can absolutely take this game over. He can dominate Noteboom. I'm telling you, on paper, he could absolutely dominate Joe Noteboom. And I want to see it happen. I think Davenport's going to get an extension this year. How about go out there and make it an unbelievable first impression? How about go out there and allow us to get more than 2 sacks? Okay? I'm setting the bar maybe low. I think I'm setting it accurately. Go out there and prove me wrong. But I like Titans over Bears. I love the additions the Titans made this offseason. I really do. My man Keithos says Titans win. Chat, let me know where you're at with this one. I think the Titans win. They made a lot of good updates this offseason, brought in a lot of veterans, obviously the receiving core, bring in a guy like Tyler Boyd, bring in Calvin Ridley. Then also defensively, you look at the back end, L'Jarius Sneed, right? They went out and brought veterans into the back end. They have Roger McCreary coming back. That's what they did. Ernest Jones trade. I'm looking at that saying I love the veterans that this team has. I want to see it. Obviously, all the hype's about Chicago. They're getting big time. They're honestly pretty big time. I won't say big time, but they're favorites. I like the Titans on paper. Give me the Titans over the Bears. Shout out to my man KV Alto with the 10-piece chicken nugget. Are you kidding me? Hey, can we get some birthday cakes? Birthday cakes. Can we get some birthday cakes in the chat for my man KV Alto gifting 10 memberships? If you got a membership, man, say thank you to KV Alto, man. We appreciate you, man. Shout out to KV Alto showing loves, man. Let's get some birthday cakes. Let's get some love for my man KV Alto showing more love again this morning, getting ready to kick off week 1. The other one, I'm going to go Vikings -1 over the Giants. I see all the love in here, man. Hey, KV Alto, bro, we appreciate you. I appreciate you. Chad appreciates you. Appreciates you. Hey, shout out to Broder. You've been a member for 5 months, man. Chat, please hit that like button. Look at that. My man been a member for 5 months. We got the birthday cakes rolling in. We love to see it, man. I appreciate y'all, man. You're showing a ton of love today. Broder, I want to get you on one of these preview shows, too. I was trying to figure out who I wanted to get on guest-wise. Broder, I'd love to have you on just so you know going forward, okay? I want to do these consistently every week, so, just throwing that out there. But anyways, next up, we got Titans over Bears. We got Vikings -1 over the Giants. Okay. I know, it's a Lions pregame show. I should probably be taking the Vikings to lose, but I'm not. I got the Vikings, who are only favored by points. Essentially a pick 'em here, okay? So if you want to go to BetUS and make some money, I think this is a good one to do it on. Does anybody believe in the Giants? Does anybody believe in the Giants? Not really. I'm going to take the Vikings to handle business. The Vikings will put up points with Sam Darnold. Now, he might turn the ball over, and this is the weird thing. As much as people don't believe in the Giants, I still don't dislike what they have defensively. They loaded up on their defensive line this offseason. They added Brian Burns, who we just watched Colby Parkinson handle some business on. Added Brian Burns to go along with Lawrence. Like, that is a Kayvon Thibodeau. That is a built defensive front. It is a linebacker core that's really solid with Micah McFadden, Bobby Okereke. And then in the back end, they're young, but they got guys that are developing there. They had the former first-round pick in the back end out of Maryland. I like their defense on paper. I kind of like what they did with their offensive line. Weapons-wise, now you have Malik Neighbors to go alongside Jalen Hyatt, who came along a little bit last season, but I don't trust it. I like Brian Dable, too. I just don't trust it. I think the Vikings will find a way to put up too many points here. This was hilarious. I got the Vikings 14-10, which would mean they cover that 1-point spread on the road against the Giants. Again, essentially a pickup, so go either way here, but I'm going to go lean Vikings. And if the Giants win, I might pick them a little bit this season. If not, I'm going to stick to what it is and just not trusting what they're going to be offensively. 14-10, ugly football game, but I'll take the Vikings to win. And then my dogs of the week. I got 2 of them because it's week 1. Let's have some fun here. My picks for the players, or not players, my picks for the dogs of the week. I don't know why I just do my camera first place. Jets over Niners. Chat, let me know. Is this crazy? Niners are currently favored by 4. If you want to take the spread, go for it. I think the Jets win outright. I got the Jets beating the Niners this week. Primetime football. I think the Jets are going to be really good this season. I had a dream last night. Part of it was about the Lions. The Lions absolutely blew out the Rams. I'm not making this up. Usually my dreams are bad. Usually I have a dream and the Lions lose, and it's sad, and then I wake up like, oh, thank goodness that didn't happen. But last night I had a dream the Lions beat the Rams like 40-10 or something. They absolutely dismantled the Rams. But also I had a dream, in that dream, the Jets were kind of thrown in there. And the Jets beat the 49ers because I think the Jets are going to be good this year, because I think they'll win the division this year. And all the chatter, all the outside noise is for not. If Aaron Rodgers is healthy, I think this is a good football team. Defensively, they're loaded. I think they're going to give the 49ers problems. I got them winning, but it is with 4 points here if you want to go that direction. And then finally, Cardinals over the Bills. Yeah, this is the pick of the week that I don't feel great about, because all the advantages that the Cardinals could have, you could say the same thing about the Bills. Like, hey, Cardinals could run the ball well. James Conner did well last season. He absolutely did. When Kyler came back, they were pretty solid. They ran the ball really well last year. The Bills don't have a great run defense, but the flip side is the Cardinals' run defense was atrocious, maybe the worst in football. They didn't do a lot to actually fix it. Darius Robinson's not playing, their first-round pick out of Missouri, which stinks. So there's a lot of concern there. Here's the bet. if you look at the Bills, they will make mistakes, right? Seventh most, I believe, in penalties. Seventh most turnovers last season. I think they had the sixth most penalties. They could beat themselves if Kyler can get a little bit special in this game and go make some plays off script, tied along with potentially having a really nice running game. If they can score early, I think they have a potential to make a crazy upset week 1 and make the Bills play from behind, right? A team that wants to play 12 personnel, a team that wants to lead Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, they want to run the football. And then they could make Keon Coleman work. They could make those receivers, Khalil Shakir, come to life to find a way to try to win this game. I don't think that's where they want to play. And if the Cardinals can score early and lean on that run game, it's possible that we get a freaky upset. I got Cardinals over Bills week 1 outright, but it's a 6.5 point spread, man. Shout out to my man Camping in the Forest who said, Dan, I'm so happy to see you still represent. Of course, man. Happy to see you here. You have to come a long ways. Appreciate you, man. Keep it up. Thanks for your efforts, man. Hey, you the man. I appreciate you. Shout out to Broder in the building. Joseph is in the building. Jets, Rogers is the shell. My guess is average. Okay. Hey, look, I know I'm on an island with this one. I got the Jets winning the division. But I know I'm definitely on an island this one. So we'll see. I could be, and we're about to find out quick. Because if Rodgers plays this whole game, hopefully he does, we're about to find out where they're at. I want to see Aaron Rodgers deal with adversity. I think the way that I said it was like, how much does he really want to win a Super Bowl? I think we're going to find out today. Because if you look at the Rams, when they won their Super Bowl, when Stafford got over their year 1, they got out to this hot start, and then things were like, oh, this is not good. They had like a 3-week stretch of bad. I think the Titans smoked them, and it was really their defensive front was their offensive line was getting dominated by other teams up front. But they recovered, and that's what I want to see. How bad does Aaron Rodgers want to win a Super Bowl? We're about to find out, because to me, there's going to be some ugly. You're playing the Niners week 1. There's going to be some ugly in this game. How bad do they want it? How bad do they actually want the Super Bowl? Like is he invested to the point that he says, but he doesn't always show that, like, look, I want the Super Bowl. I'm going to find a way. Because today, it's going to be a challenge. And the Niners are really one of the toughest matchups that you could get week 1 against that man over there. And Kyle Shanahan, because he'll put up points. Even though they have a great defense, they're going to stress this offense, I think, week 1. They're one of the teams that can actually go out there and put stress on the Jets offense, right? The Jets can't just go out here and score 13 points and find a way to win. Like, it won't happen. It won't happen. The Niners will find a way to put up points against a great defense, but I'm going to take the Jets to get it started, bring a lot of buzz, and then also finish the season by winning the division. If Rodgers blows something, he's done it, and that's it. Can't believe Dallas paid Dak. Yeah, I wouldn't have done it either. I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't have done it. I mean, I get it from the point of, you don't know who's going to be your quarterback, that whole thing. I wouldn't have paid him, though. And then, so I think we're all kind of on board with that one. Beating the Rams by a mile today. Not a close game. That'd be beautiful. Wish Reader was playing, but let's get him healthy. Hopefully, yes. Hopefully week 2 is what they're aiming for. And then Arnold can get an interception. That'd be great. We got guys that can make plays, right? These guys got ball skills. Pause on that. Okay. I see Carter put some pause in the chat. Pause on that. But we do. We got guys that can take the football away. This is the biggest difference to me. If you didn't see the Bleacher Report video, I'm going to give you a sense of what my graphic was before we get out of here. I want to show you guys what I put together. So I made this a week ago, and it was my Lions season predictions, and it was a lot of good predictions. But I had like a list of things that I think the Lions could do this year. And one thing that I brought up in my short was, hey, Lions have the best run defense in football by far this season. They go out there and they just have the best run defense. It's hands down. Lions are the best run defense in football. They're not a top 5. They're the best. They have a new defensive line coach. Obviously, the addition of DJ Reader is part of that. But another thing in the back end is this. The Lions, one thing that they're truly missing is they're going to give up big plays. Aaron Glenn's defense, or a secondary that he's been a part of, has always kind of done that. They're going to come up with interceptions and takeaways. They've always done that. And now you have guys with even more talent in doing that on paper. So that honestly should just get better, especially if your defensive front is even better this season. And then the opposite side of that is, what are they missing? To me, what this defense is missing is simply guys that can get their hands on the football more often. That's the one thing that they're missing. And they have guys that can do that. Carlton can get his hands on a lot of footballs. Terrion will get his hands on a lot of footballs. Brian Branch will get his hands on a lot of footballs. That's one thing that they've been missing, is a lot of passes defended. That could be the shift this year that they need. Not to be the top pass defense in football. I don't think they'll get there, but they've already allowed a local. Guys, they've allowed one of the best completion percentage in football over the last couple of years. When they had I think it was 2 years ago, towards the second half of the season, they allowed like a top 10. They may have been best. They may have allowed the lowest completion percentage in football and then top 10 in touchdown to interception ratio. So they have interceptions. They've allowed sub 60% completion percentage, which is beautiful. I don't think they'll do that today, but they've done that. However, it's the fact what they are missing is guys that can just make plays on the ball, that can just tip passes in the air. Like we saw last year when Vildor was attacked, wasn't making plays on the football. They now have guys that can do that. In Terrion and Carlton, that's what they're about. They have those guys. They have those traits, and that is the thing that could be different this year. Levi gets attacked today for sure. For sure. Look, man, Levi also again Levi, especially on the outside, should have an opportunity to do this if he gets work against Noteboom. That rotation between him, Pascal, Davenport, all those guys could dominate on paper. All those guys could. I went with Davenport, but all of those guys could. And Lions clearly have a lot of hype about Levi. This is his time to go do that. And they're simplifying it to me. They're saying, hey, put on a little bit of weight. Win as a power rusher. Let's not make this bigger than it has to be. Let's just go win. Do what you do well, which is you're a power rusher. You dominate guys at the point of attack, and today is an opportunity to do that. Did you see Kendrick performing at halftime? I did. I just got that update. Shout out to Kendrick. I mean, this would be a second time technically performing. He did perform a couple years ago as well. A lot of buzz, a lot of hype from Kendrick after making a Drake diss track, right? Now all of a sudden he's doing a halftime show. But I'm fired up for it, man. I'm fired up for it. Kendrick's got some bops, so I'm here with it. Anything else that we need to touch on? I think we hit on everything today. We did our picks. I can show you guys what my fantasy lineup's looking for this week. Actually, let's do that because it is a Lions Nation Unite thing that we're doing this year. So I want to show you guys what that looks like because I'm facing everything King this week. I should have had King on this morning for that, man. That's what I should have did so I could talk some crap. That might be what we have to do. Get the people that we're playing on so I could talk some smack about it. Reader has rehab this. Okay. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Broder, same exact with me. He was one of the first. Hey, I appreciate you, man, showing all the love in the chat. This is what I want to show you guys my roster because I'm feeling good. Now, if I come back and lose, we won't do this again. Let's be honest. I'm going to be honest here. But, yo, chat, y'all know we were out here making moves, man. We put the waiver claim in for Isaiah Likely. I'm pretty sure we're going to get him. Pending moves right here. Isaiah Likely, we dropped the Saints defense after this week. I'm fired up about that. But you can see the squad. If you look at the matchup this week that I got against my man King, currently he's winning, but he had two guys playing, all right? I had Zay Flowers do a little bit of work. He had his kicker, Justin Tucker, playing, and then he also had Travis Kelce, who didn't do nearly what was projected, so that's beautiful. He took him early. But look at this lineup. Now, y'all, tell me if you think there should be changes. I feel good about this. I'm going to start Justin Herbert against the Raiders because I don't love their back end over starting Richardson, who I did draft early against Houston. I think that'll be a fun game, but I was leaning Herbert. I'm not sure which one to go there, but I'm leaning Herbert right now. He is my really dark horse, but he was my MVP pick for this season. Running back, I love it. Bijan's going to get a lot of touches against Pittsburgh. We'll see how that works out. You know what? Maybe I could shift out Bijan for Achane. That might be a sleeper thing to do. James Cook, I think, is perfect against Arizona. They can't stop the run, and he's going to get the ball a ton. Stephon Diggs against Indy, I love that. Again, another young secondary. I think they're going to force feed him the ball because it's Stephon Diggs, and they just want to get it to him. Flowers already did his thing. Sam Laporta against the Rams, love that. He's a matchup piece for this one. Only other real option I have here is Brock Bowers, who I like eventually, just not yet. Ultimately, Isaiah Likely will be in there. If I would have had Likely, that would have been huge if I would have had him this week. Amari Cooper, that's my flex. I'm going Amari Cooper over Achane this week against Dallas. I love the fact that he's facing his former team in Cook. I love the Saints defense against Carolina. I just think that that's a messy offense still, and the Saints always have a really reliable, strong veteran defense. And then, of course, we got our boy Jake Bates in here against the Rams. Hopefully he puts some kicks in because I got us winning this one. And it is time for the final segment, which is picks. Let me know your picks for this game, man. Give me some score prediction. Lions, Rams tonight. It is prime time. We will be live over here for Sunday Night Football, man. So make sure you tune in. You check it out. Sunday Night Football. Let me know who you got. Give me your score prediction. I'm looking at this side over here. He's got Jahmyr Gibbs, which is a little bit disconcerting a little bit. You got Joe Mixon. Okay, I see you. Kelce didn't do his job, though. I'm not worried about Brian Robinson. I ain't worried about that at all. Okay, the Tampa Bay's going to shut down that Washington run game. I got Tampa Bay winning that one. I ain't worried about it. Tucker already did his thing. I feel confident, right? Josh Allen could cook. That could be a problem. This actually could be a problem. Josh Allen could absolutely cook this week. That's a nice pick. Hopefully Arizona does their thing, but he could absolutely cook this week. You got Waddle and Gibbs too. Score predictions, 31-17 Lions, 27-20 Lions. That's my exact prediction, Jeff. 27-20 is my prediction as well. The one concern I have about that pick is that was the score of the Chiefs primetime game against Baltimore. I'm like, ooh, would it really be the same exact score? I don't know, but that's the pick I went with. I think we had a couple field goals, 27-20 Lions. Jonah is playing center. Here's the thing, too. They fumble a couple stats. Well, if that's the case, we'd be in a great spot. I think it's, and again, this is my take. I think it's better to have Jonah at center than putting Steve Avila there. I think it is. I think Avila would have struggled at guard. That's who I was forgetting. I think he would have struggled at center a little bit. I think it's better to put Jonah there, who has experience with it, back with us a little bit, than putting Avila there. But it is still some newness. I was hoping we'd have Reader because Jonah Jackson would be that's a guy that he hasn't seen really, right? Like that's a completely different matchup. He knows what Aleem is about. You wouldn't have seen that guy. And Avila, I think, would have struggled with him. Again, you have two big body guards that they're going to want to win at the point of attack. So, Everything King's in the chat. Everything King. Hey, how confident you feel this week? Let's be honest. You really think you win it this week? Do you feel good about this this matchup on paper? I'm a little worried about Josh Allen. He might go crazy. I put Herbert in, but I think maybe I should put Anthony Richardson in. I'm a little worried about that. Outside of that, though, I feel good. I think we're gonna beat y'all this week. I just put it out there. King, I should have had you on today, man. I should have had you on to talk about this one. 42-17 Lions. Oh, snap. He's got 30-24. I'm assuming Lions. Monty 2 touchdowns. I got Monty scoring the first touchdown. Staff won't get a single check down in all game. He won't get a single check down. Oh, wait, he won't get a single check in all game. Oh, okay. Well, if that's the case, that might be our best advantage because that's what they do. They make a lot of changes and adjustments and shifts to the line. They had a lot of success against us last time they played us. So hopefully that's the case. That might be our best advantage. Just be very loud. And this offensive line has some confusion, and the Lions, who I assume are going to be aggressive, they're going to blitz, they're going to play a lot of man, get some unblocked pass rushers. That's how we get above 2 sacks. That's how we do it. Smash it over on JMO 60. Okay, I see you. 2024. Ooh, you taking us to lose? The way you worded that it is correct, but it just sounds weird. But I see you. 37-27 Lions. See if anybody gets this right. My man, blowing out the Rams. 35-13. 2024. No, you're right, though. You're right. Actually, you did this right because we're at home, Rogue Blue. You actually had that correct. We're going to run the clock in the run game after we get a 2-touchdown lead. Stafford will not be successful in the comeback, but he'll score 1 touchdown trying to. Okay, I see you. Hey, man, look, I hope we can have a consistent run game because, like I said, a couple things Rams did. One, started going cover 3 match. They started to put us on an island, and we started to struggle passing the football. We got away from our early passing. Our run game was essentially shut out. They started to shut down our run game towards the second half of that game. We had a lot of success early. They started to have success taking it away. They adjusted their fronts a little bit. I hope that the Lions in this one can just find consistency throughout. I don't need to see them dominate, but I want consistency. And as long as we can have a consistent push, eventually Gibbs is going to break one. Eventually Monty will wear this team down because I think he's going to put some shakes on these linebackers at the second level. The problem is that as the game went on, they did a really nice job. My man just smashed the over. I'm honestly with you until I thought about it. I'm actually going to smash the under because I think things really quiet down in the second half, but I could be way off on that one. I'm going the under, JT. JT's saying hit the over. I'm rolling under. I like the over first half. I like the under definitely for a game, though. But it would make a lot of sense that there will be a lot of points because Lions will have to score. Lions will run for 150 plus. Lions do that. They're winning this game. They're absolutely winning this game. Lions 35-24. Y'all are real confident. Y'all real confident with these picks. Okay, I got us by 7. Y'all got us just blowing this team out. Y'all got us by 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. Oh, man. I mean, y'all got us absolutely smoking this team today. That would be unbelievable. That'd be beautiful. Lions, I believe, according to BetUS, are favored by 4.5 as of now. JMO Monty, St. Brown getting TDs. Laporta might get one too. That's nice. I like that. Gibbs 2 touchdowns. Okay, hey, y'all all confident. You guys are all confident today, so hopefully that confidence carries over to a really good one. Let's stay locked in. Again, this is going to be a 60-minute game. I expect some back and forth early. I expect high scoring early first half, maybe something like 17-14 at halftime, then pulls back a little bit in the second half. I got 27-20 Lions, and I think it'll be one of those things, again, where you just have to continue to make adjustments, find small wins. I don't think we're going to shut down this offense whatsoever. I don't think you can, but let's find some small wins. Hopefully the crowd creates some early penalties. That'll be a key as the Lions as well. Like, hey, Taylor Decker, let's make sure we're lined up properly because they were getting the Packers with that. Zach Tom was getting called for that. Let's make sure that we're lined up properly and we're avoiding a ton of false starts. Find small wins in this one defensively. Let's just force a couple like key incomplete passes. Maybe we get a sack here that's clutch. If you get 1 turnover, I think you did your job. That's what I'm hoping for. Lions going for 7,000 yards this season. Maybe I wouldn't know how that could pick. I mean, 7,000 is insane. I think that would be by far the most. I mean, 7,000 is crazy, right? That's a ton. I don't know. I'm here for it. That'd be a ton, though. Are you saying off run game and pass game? Like, golf fence is going to be exothermic tonight. All right. I don't know what that means, Bo. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's too big of a word for me. It's the Draconus attack, burning out the trenches and taking the attack deep into. Tertiarity? Okay. Hey, Bo, I don't know what you're talking about, but I like it. It sounds fire. If I could read this, this sounds fire. I just don't know what any of this means. I'm going to be to give off me. Exothermic. This last word is getting me. This last word. Tertiarity? I don't know what the heck that means, dog. I'm going to be straight up. I don't know what that means, but it sounds awesome. So anybody reading this, yes. Aleem, Hutch, and Branch getting sacks. Y'all got us cooking today. I hope that's the case. Yeah, we should predict defense. I think defense struggles a little bit early. I think they settle in. The key is going to be not having breakdowns in the back ends because they're going to make it really difficult in our zone coverage. And then in man coverage, simply just who wins. Who wins? I think that's the simplest way we can do it. Who stands out on defense tonight? I think the standouts are Alex Anzalone. I think Marcus Davenport, potentially. Aiden Hutchinson will cook. Davenport's the guy that could swing the game. Aiden Hutchinson will go crazy today. I don't have any doubts about that. And then in the back end, I think Brian Branch playing safety could absolutely stand out because he's going to get thrown into the mix, I assume, a ton today in coverage. I think Kirby's another good one. He's going to get thrown into the mix a ton today. So I want to see how he does specifically in man coverage because that's an advantage that we could really have on paper. So I would say those three guys, Brian Branch, Aiden Hutchinson will cook, and then Alex Anzalone would be my vets for guys that are going to go to work. And maybe Carlton give us one. Carlton, go give us one today, man. Go take it from him one time today. That's what I'm looking for. Draconis, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Turtaries after the first line of defense. Higher. Okay. Broke it down. I see you. You like Webster's dictionary over here, man. I don't know. Which tearing off with 2 interceptions. That'd be great. If we can get one, it's a win. If we can get any turnovers, maybe they muff a snap, I'll take it. Maybe Jonas has some bad snaps today, I'll take it. Anything bad that happens, I'm with it. I'm with it today, man. Yo, check Carter. I don't know what that means, but I see you. It sounds awesome, though, Bo. We appreciate that. We're going to have Bo on here to kind of break down what he just said. Anyways, though, I think we hit on everything. Before we get out of here, though, I did show you guys some lines for today, but I'm going to show you guys the website, and then we'll get this thing wrapped up, and we'll get ready for, we're getting ready for week 1, man. We got some early games today. Again, I had my picks a little bit earlier if you guys want to check those out. But before we get out of here, let's take a quick look at the full BetUS website, and that way you guys can see what we're really talking about for week 1 here. Let's get this thing loading in. Here we go. You can see it. They got it immediately on the screen. They got it right here. Lions, Rams, man. They're like, yo, make an account. Lions, Rams. We're promoting it. This is for you, Lions fans. Lions, Rams. That was their first pop-up they had right here. Boom. They're actually offering 150% if you use our promo code YouTube150. See, they say 125 here. Guys, don't limit yourself. 150% if you use our promo code YouTube150. Signing up to make an account. Take advantage of that. They're offering you some good stuff. I'm offering you some great stuff. YouTube 150 is the promo code. But you can see, you go over here. We'll go to the simple one, NFL odds and lines. Obviously, you have your casino games, your live betting, all those things. You got to make an account. You don't have to deposit money right away, but you can make an account so that you can see what the live betting looks like. BetUS TV is cool too. I was on BetUS TV a couple times. We did a couple shows over there last year. We did a show on BetUS TV last year for the Lions 49ers game. So hey, potentially could get some really fire content over there as well, and you might even see me over there. All right, so check out that. You got to make it. I don't know if you have to make an account to check out BetUS TV, but I think, yeah, if you go to BetUS TV, a couple of our guys are over here too that do a show. I think Richie, TD, they all have a show over here that they consistently do throughout the year. Okay, shout out to the ads. I don't know what that was. Yeah, right here, the Huddle. They got the Huddle over here. Dan Mitchell, shout out to those guys, man. But like I said, I was on here a couple times last year, so you never know. You might see me for a big game. And I'll let y'all know. If they hit me up and they're like, yo, can you do a show? You want to do a show for this game? Like I said, they did it for Lions-Niners last year. That was the one that they had me on for. But yeah, I think right there we'll leave it. I wanted this to kind of load in. It didn't really load in for me. But anyways, just use that top promo code. We did some of our picks already, so that's fine. And we'll leave it right there, man. Appreciate y'all joining. Deanna, I think you meant the offense is cold-blooded. Okay, that sounds good. I'm with you. Offense is cold-blooded. All right, hey, let's do this real quick before we get out of here. Here's one question I want to ask. Isaiah Williams. Does Isaiah Williams get a reception today? Or does Sione Vaki get a carry or a touch today? Put that in the chat right now. I got the Vaki. Hey, I'm representing today. Hold up. Let me spin around a little bit. Hold up. What? Hey, shout out to my man Jordy. Jordy, we rocking it today. My guy Jordy, Jordy sent me 2 shirts. He got me the Davenport, who I think is going to cook today, And he got me the Sione Vaki. Two guys I love for this year. Davenport's going to get extension. Vaki's ultimately going to be a dog. Do those two guys get touches? TK 85 MVP. Hey, I'll take that too. Vaki gets 3 to 5 touches. Maybe a little kick return action. Isaiah Williams and him could be both involved in the kick return today. Let's go Davenport. Let's go Cook today. Hey, bro, if he does this, either there's an injury or we're all going crazy. We all eating today. Maybe he's talking about kick return. He has two kick returns he takes to the house. I'm with it. Vaki is more likely to get touched than Isaiah Williams. Oh, that's bold. That's bold. I would think it's the other way around. But, hey, either way, I'm with it. Either way, I'm with it, man. Those guys can cook. All right, we'll leave it here. Appreciate y'all joining, man. I will see you guys tonight. Join in. We're going to be live reacting to tonight's game. Enjoy the early slate of games. Let's go Titans. Let's go Giants. Let's lead this division after this week, okay? Let's be 1-0. Let's have them all be 0-1. All right? That's what we're aiming for today. But I'll see y'all tonight, man. Appreciate y'all joining. Have a great Sunday, and I'll see y'all tonight at 8 o'clock for primetime football. Lions, Rams. We'll be there, and I'm out. Shout out to Bet US too, man. YouTube.